So what's your name?
Spencer.
And how old are you, Spencer?
I just turned 18.
You're pretty cute. Have you ever done anything like this before?
No.
Are
This
you
is
ready
exciting.
to show everybody your rack?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's start. Let's do it. All right, so all joking aside, we're here with Spencer today, and he's going to show us his rack and all the things that he does with it and all the different ways that I'll be able to play with it while I'm here. I'm really excited. So, Spencer, what are you doing with this rack in the first place, or the server at least?
Well, currently, it's only a Plex server. In the future, I'm going to use it to do a bunch of Red Hat testing. I'm actually in the process of taking the Red Hat Certified System Administrator exam. So actually, yeah, my book's here. So I'll be able to build all of that and be good to go. Later, I currently have a Vivint Smart System for my security. I'm hoping to build basically an NFS and all these other things for that to record to. And then anything else that comes down the line.
Very cool, very cool. So, you see you have a Dell R330 here, and it looks like this might be one of those Toys R Us models.
Yep, a little bit.
Yeah, it looks a little familiar, not that I would know. That's pretty sweet. Should be able to support some of your virtualization. I don't know how taxing it's going to be, but have you decided, are you going to actually install Red Hat on this? I think you said maybe CentOS?
Currently I have CentOS just to make it easier on my life. I may get Red Hat, I'm not positive. I may just go with CentOS from the beginning. I have Red Hat at work, so we'll see in the future.
Cool, cool. So for right now, this is just plans to support, I guess, you're going to testing, and then are you going to add to it later? Are you going to add more systems?
Yeah, potentially add another server for the security stuff and some maybe video editing, maybe a storage backup. I don't have anything like that yet, so that'll be good.
Yeah, so for like all your Plex content
Yep.
and then any, I guess, video content you record.
Yeah, I only have about 8 terabytes of space, so probably going to add storage to it. There's not a whole lot of room for expandability here, but maybe another server or an NFS or a SAN or something like that in the future.
Cool. Do you have any idea of like what kind of hardware you want to buy in the future, or
no idea?
Kind of keep it open.
Was talking about getting a switch because I want to hardline everything in the house. Right now, everything's on Wi-Fi besides probably this device, my gaming computer, Xbox. That's pretty much it. Besides, and then the piece for the security system. That's it. So I only have 4 hardline. I have about 12 devices constantly online. And I think about 9 of them can be hardline. So that's a future goal networking wise in the house as a whole, not so much this room. So that'll be good.
All right.
Big part.
Right on. All right, so I noticed here that you have a amplify setup going on. What's the reasoning for you to get an amplifier versus another type of switch or routing equipment?
So actually, we researched it with a girl at work, and she got it just as like my test dummy almost. And she loved it, said it was easy to set up, could do a lot of management with their app, which was new to me. I planned on looking at ubiquity switches in the future, so this just fell right in line with that. And then if I wanted to trade it out later, not a big deal. It was only like $150, $140. So for what it did, it was a lot of bang for my buck.
Right. And so if you actually do go get ubiquity systems, are you going to be in that I guess walled garden, as they would call it, like get the cameras too, and some of the other products they offer?
Potentially. So when I switched my security system, so I just bought a new camera for the backside to watch my pool area. That camera, I don't know what brand it is. It just came. They just offered it, and it was super cheap, and they financed it through the thing. May replace it. So far, that's actually pretty good quality. I was really surprised. But yeah, if I go into this house or my next house, potentially getting probably 6 to 8 cameras, depending on the size of the house and what I want to cover.
Right.
If I go ubiquity with all that stuff, I probably would, just to keep it all in one brand.
That's cool. So do you actually have the I guess antenna that come with this that helps spread the Wi-Fi too, or is it just a standalone system? So
I almost did. I figured to test it first because I know that. So they come with a 2-pack. My house is only 1,600 square feet. The initial router I had, I don't even remember what brand it was. My father-in-law gave it to me. I think it was a Linksys. It was probably like 8 or 9 years old. It reached to my back patio, which is the super farthest point. I have a TV out there with a Roku and everything that worked. So I didn't think I needed it. If I needed it, I was gonna go back and buy another one.
Okay.
But it came with 2, and the price jump was almost double. So to get 2 mesh points was an extra like $130.
So not really worth it at this point, I guess?
Yeah, I knew I was only going to need one of them.
Right.
The second would have been completely wasted. I would have to sell it or something, or just have it sit in a box. So it was a waste of money, pretty much.
And it doesn't really make sense, too, if you plan to run wires throughout the house.
Exactly.
Anyway, especially with cameras.
Yeah, so the only thing that's out there that needed a Wi-Fi signal for my future endeavors is going to be the Roku or Amazon Stick or whatever we go with.
Right.
Beyond that, the TV is going to have an actual hardline point to it. So it seemed like it was just a waste of money and just unnecessary.
Yeah, so and I think Amplify, or at least Ubiquity, I know they have a product too. If you have like a mobile device, you can kind of test your signal strength and see where it's weakest and stuff. Have you used that already?
Yep, I actually did. It comes in the app.
Oh, nice.
It's just a tester, little it's a section. You walk around your house and it'll show you signal strength as you do.
Right.
Pretty much dynamically, instant.
So you're not really a network guy though, and this is
No.
pretty easy for you. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't really set that up at home. I too have Ubiquity, but I don't have the Amplify system. I have their Unify line. Pretty sweet. Always kind of wanted one of these, especially now they have it. Especially the black ones, more the gaming one, but whatever. So, so this is, I guess, where you also do your gaming and stuff. Now, do you manage your server from here also, or how do they interconnect?
Yeah, so this is the only monitor I have. I know there's a TV here just from the initial setup.
Right.
But with iDirect, since it's a Dell server, I'm able to manage everything from here. So the only other computers in my house are a laptop that's old, outdated, we don't even use it, my computer, and then the servers. Everything else is either a tablet or something else.
Right.
So everything is managed here. It's also my gaming computer, manages that, and those are the only things I have active in my house.
Right. So then, now do you currently use Twitch or any kind of like streaming service like that, YouTube?
Yeah,
Live?
so I play on PC and I also have an Xbox over here. Both I use I do stream a bit with Twitch, usually just to let my buddies watch. Nothing real big time. I don't have a camera or anything like that. I record everything to this computer so far. In the future, if I get more storage, get a SAN or a NAS or something like that, I'll probably route that to there, or at least have that as a backup from this computer. Right now, I think I only have about 512, size drive in there. I don't have over a terabyte for sure, so all that space will have to be moved if I do a lot of that in the future.
Yeah, you can make your own Steam repository in the future or something like that, a Windows cache, something. So now, what Ryzen CPU is this?
That is the
Ryzen.
AMD Ryzen. Yep, you're right. It's a 1700.
1700. Cool.
I almost got the 1700X, but the benchmarks for gaming were better for the 1700 for the dollar.
Yeah.
The 1700X was a little bit better for multi-threaded stuff, so the streaming part would have been better, but I don't do enough of it actively for that to have been worth the money.
At least currently. Well, then, if you get more stuff in the future, like a dual-core system, you could have the server do all of the compression for you and actually stream from here to the server and to Twitch or YouTube, or both simultaneously, and it looked pretty good too. It would probably look a little better with the Quadro if you were into that. So, have you tested it all with your new graphics card?
Yeah, so I just got this graphics card from a buddy. I used to have an R9 390 in here. Did the job for having an ultra wide.
Right.
It did not allow me to play at the highest quality. I had to basically, anything that was a AAA title, I had to lower it down to at least one step lower. That's a 980 Ti. It's about a 60% increase from the benchmarks.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And that's roughly what I've noticed. So I was getting roughly around the 80 to 90 frames, and now I'm getting about 130 to 150, depending on the games. So it's much better for that stuff.
So I'm not very familiar with the whole capturing console peasantry for that. So how do you actually capture from your console to the internet or to Twitch?
Currently I don't. Right now I just stream through their app on the Xbox.
Okay.
In the future, if I want to go that route, and once I get more storage space, I can get a capture card, and that'll allow both devices to get the traffic. So I will be able to play, and it'll capture it to whatever device I want, whether it's my server or the gaming computer itself, and then move it, however I want to do that. I'll just need to get that in place when I do.
Very cool. So for all you other Homelabers out here, this is typically what another person's home lab would look like. So totally, no cable management, battery sitting on the floor, not even connected to the server probably.
It is connected.
It is?
For the record, it is connected. It's just a mess because the plan is to move it all to the other corner of the room. But right now, yes, it's horrible.
Got a printer on the ground over there. Is it even powered on? Do you even use it?
No.
You should just get rid of it. And what is that thing?
That is actually the storage device for the security system.
For your cameras?
Yep. Yep. So right now I don't know.
Shame.
No idea what space, any specs on it. It cost me like $50.
Now, what's most interesting about this is you kind of did some cable management around this area, I guess because you can see it, and you just said screw everything down below.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much until it's fully where I want it. We're going to leave it as is.
And now I gotta admit, for all the racks I've seen, this one's pretty minimal here. Not the best looking rack I've ever seen.
It happens.
I noticed you're using, your server as a bookshelf and also a TV shelf.
It's ease of use, okay?
So
ease of use.
Planning to upgrade any of this stuff for the future?
Well, the TV will be moved. That was only for initial setup since I now have iDrag.
Right.
So I just haven't had a place to put it. I don't use it for anything else. And the book is just there because I use it while I'm on my gaming computer.
So what's most funny about this is you actually have a shelf.
Yes, I do.
That you could be using as a bookshelf, but you're not?
No.
Why aren't you using the shelf?
So the initial screws that I had don't fit through the holes to rack it in the rack to actually mount it. So I need to go out and actually purchase some. The ones I had were actually too small to fit into the bolts. So I have a mixture of size going on here.
So your mixture of sizes, and you don't have rails for this. Now I understand rails can be pretty expensive, but this is probably the nicest part about your rack here.
Yep.
I gotta say, removing that front bezel there really reveals a lot.
Ooh.
What kind of hard drives do you have in here? Are you using these? Is this thing powered on?
Not powered on. So I have 2 SSDs for the OS, and I believe they are enterprise drive. I forget what type. There was some digitals. 4 terabytes apiece for my the rest of the storage.
So are your SSDs sitting inside of the server somehow?
Yes, those were those 2.
Oh, those are SAS drives, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they're mounted as a regular SSD.
Very cool. All right, so thanks for inviting me to your home. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and thank you for letting me fondle your rack and also explore the rest of your Homelab, I guess, or your Homelab to be.
You can fondle my rack anytime you'd like.
Thanks, buddy.
Among other things.
All right, I love it. But before we go, and to support your future testing efforts, I know you said you wanted a switch, but you're also getting a router. This is a Cisco MR18. You do need a license for this, but I hear that you can hack this with OpenWRT, I believe, or some software. So there you go. It's
awesome.
And the switch, you won't be able to do any sort of hacking things with or software mods for. So once the license runs out, you'll be able to have a dumb switch, essentially. Yeah,
cool.
Well, it won't be a brick. It'll be a little bit better than a brick. It'll be a dumb switch. But I haven't opened these things. Well, I technically have. But this is only an 8-port switch. But for anyone that hasn't seen this, we're just going to take a quick look. I'm depriving you of your open boxing experience. So this switch should be pretty cool. 8 ports, SFP. So this should, have a lot of
get me
support.
started.
Yeah, a lot better than.
Well, thank you, sir. You were a good man.
There you go.
Man, loosely defined.
Yeah. By the way, you also have to have a business to get the licenses for them, and they only last 3 years or something like that. But you can make a business, or I can just use my business to help you or whatever. We'll figure that part out.
We'll figure that out. Not a big deal.
All right. Well, so that's the end of this, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.